And it turned out it wasn't live action, and that was, like, my big takeaway. It was like, oh my god, this isn't going to totally suck, because I don't have to watch Chris Pratt tower over tiny little Charlie DeLuigi in, like, completely the wrong roles. Welcome to Evening with an Artist, a podcast created by students for students, where animation junkies Jordan and Rich geek out about animation, interview industry professionals, and ask the questions you want answered. I'm Rich, and I love cartoons.
I'm Jordan, and I make cartoons.
Hey guys, welcome. This is our very first Chit Chat episode where we give you guys a little update, talk about what's new in animation and what we've been watching.
As far as we know.
So, I really want to talk about the Wendell and Wild trailer dropped, like, not that long ago.
Hey guys, we're in the Halloween season.
It's spooky season.
It's spooky season. There's always great Halloween cartoons to watch. And some of them are new.
Yeah, so the Wendell and Wild trailer just dropped. It's going to be released Halloween weekend, which is awesome because I didn't even know it was coming. And then all of a sudden, this trailer dropped, and I'm super excited about it. So it's the same guys that made The Nightmare Before Christmas. And those two guys. It's Jordan Peele and
Jordan Peele is not involved in Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh. Jordan
Peele is a comedic actor who is now a producer.
Oh.
Henry Selick
that guy
is the director of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
And Coraline, right?
Coraline. Yeah, that was the other one.
Yeah. So he's basically the guy who did all the work in Nightmare Before Christmas, where Tim Burton got all the credit.
I thought that was the other way around. Scandal was the other way around.
No, it was Tim Burton's idea, right? Nightmare was all, like, it was his...
Because his name is on the front.
Yes,
yeah.
It's his... But Henry Selick did all the work, and Tim Burton showed up every once in a while and threw tantrums and, like, kick holes in the wall or whatever. And
well, we're going to have to talk about that sometime then.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Okay, well, that's cool. I was a little sad to hear that Laika was in the studio to actually produce this, because it is a new stop-motion film. And I love Laika so much.
Laika's not the only game in town.
I know, but
I don't even know what studio this was.
It's just Netflix. I don't know, but I don't know. I want Laika to prosper. I don't want anything to happen to that studio.
I'm sure they're fine.
Well, the last thing they made was that one
Missing
with
Link?
Missing Link.
Right.
That's right.
Never saw it.
I haven't either.
Right.
Because apparently it wasn't that great, and I wasn't necessarily wanting to see it.
Sometimes things come out that aren't that great.
I know.
Like when Pixar released The Last Dinosaur or whatever that was called.
Oh, yeah.
It was terrible, but Pixar still does great stuff, right? Like,
I liked some of it.
It wasn't like a throwaway movie, but it was something that you don't ever need to see again.
No, not really.
This was acceptable. Did you cry? I didn't cry. Pixar fail.
I cried, but I have a soft heart and I cry a lot, so maybe I'm not the best judge for, like, the if I cried scale. But anyways, so Wendell and Wild, keep an eye out for it. It's coming out on Halloween weekend. I think it's going to be pretty cool. And I'm just excited that it's stop motion.
It does co-star Jordan Peele and Keegan-Michael Key from Key and Peele and from TV together. They always do good stuff. They were the stuffed bunny and chick in Toy Story 4.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, they're stupid. So it should be good. Like, them and, Jordan Peele producing a stop motion should be interesting. Like, he's doing a lot of weird stuff. So hopefully it's got, like, a decent creep factor too.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I would like it to actually be scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want some spookiness.
Yeah. I like it when stop motion is geared for kids, but that it's too scary for you to responsibly let your kids watch.
Yeah.
Like, that's always nice.
Like, Coraline was pretty scary.
Yeah.
Like, that Spider Woman. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about Coraline someday.
So there's that. Also,
the other thing that happened is, first, the poster for the Mario movie dropped. A few days later, the trailer dropped, but I want to talk about the poster just, like, a tiny bit first.
I don't know why, but let's go.
Okay, because the poster it basically cemented the way that the world would look. And I think that's a really big deal, because everyone was so worried about how it would look, because no one wanted the Mario movie to be bad. like, we all had low expectations. I had very low expectations. But they were like, how do we make it cohesive? How does it make sense to go from the video game where there's this Mario dude popping out of pipes all over the place? How is this going to make sense? And then they posted this poster.
Like, did you think they were going to change the character like Ugly Sonic and have like a mostly human, like,
God, I hope not.
realistic Mario?
Not necessarily, but it's like, how do they integrate the video game aspect in a way that makes sense in a story? Because Mario games of late, they don't have a lot of story. Bowser comes, like, Peach invites Mario over for cake. Bowser comes, steals Peach. Mario runs after Bowser, fights a bunch of dudes on the way, and then saves Peach.
I like how you say "of late" when that's more story than they used to have.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that's the pinnacle, right?
Yeah, that's the premise of Mario.
Yeah. And Mario Odyssey was a fantastic game, by the way. And it was the first time we saw, like, a lot of story from Mario. And by the way, I'm not mentioning the weird, like, Mario show that happened forever ago that was, like, really bad.
With the live action?
No. There was a cartoon.
The cartoon show from, like, the 90s?
Yeah.
Because there was the cartoon show, and then there was also the live action show.
There was a live action show?
Yes.
Ooh, that sounds horrible.
It sure was.
Okay. So
the cartoon show was way better.
Okay. So we'll like, I'm not mentioning that stuff. That aside, in actual Mario video game lore, there's not a lot of story, right? Odyssey, they made it slightly more interesting where, like, yeah, Bowser came and stole Peach, but then, like, he was going around and, like, collecting all these pieces for the wedding. And there was, like, the Hat Kingdom, and that became, like, a whole thing, and he had Cappy, and that was super cool. And
it was weird.
Somehow, it was weird, but it's really good. And if, like, somehow they do a call it to Cappy, that would be really interesting. I don't think they will, but I digress. On the poster you saw, like, the Toad town with, like, shops and stuff, and they were living there, and then you see Peach's castle, and it's still ridiculous in the sense that it's up on this massive, tall, one of those Mario hills, the funny ones, and it's at the very top, and there's pipes going up to it, and you're like, oh, so they do still travel through pipes, and I don't know, I just thought that was cool. And then we got the actual trailer, which was very short. It was just a little tease.
I'm like, I didn't get any of this from the poster. I glanced at it very briefly. Mario is very small. You see the back of him. He's looking up. It's showing scale. I'm like, cool, this looks cool. I 100% thought this entire movie was going to be live action, and that's why everyone was upset, and I was very upset. And it turned out it wasn't live action, and that was, like, my big takeaway. It was like, oh my god, this isn't going to totally suck, because I don't have to watch Chris Pratt tower over tiny little Charlie DeLuigi in, like, completely the wrong roles. Are they going to sound stupid? Probably. Does Jack Black sound great as Bowser? Somehow, yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, anything's possible at this point.
Yeah. I will say with, like, Bowser, I really wish, like, I love Jack Black, and I think I could just tell just a tiny bit in that opening scene of the trailer when, like, Bowser's speaking, he kind of animates like Jack Black. Like, you can just kind of see it in his face.
I couldn't even hear the Jack Black in his voice, and Jack Black's voice is so
I could hear it a little,
iconic.
But I wish they kind of just, like, pulled him down a few octaves and, like, added a little roar in his voice. He's Bowser.
He put a little roar.
I'm not saying Jack Black was a bad decision. He was not. But he could
be. We haven't seen the movie.
I mean, yeah. But I'm just like, just a little Bowsery more. Just because I'm like, all the video games, he's just been like,
yeah.
So.
Side note, Toad's voice sounds great.
Yeah, Toad's voice sounds good.
Love it.
And then here's what I'm worried about. Near the end of the trailer, we go to the Mushroom Kingdom, and Mario flies out of a tube.
A pipe?
A pipe, thank you.
What do they call those things again?
A pipe. The concern I have is this his origin story? Which would be fine, but is his origin story going to be that he was a regular human that got sucked into the pipe and is now, like, in the Mario universe? Because if that's the case, I will be livid.
I don't know. I don't know if I hate that. If I have to see Chris Pratt for 5 minutes, like, walking around in, like, red overalls.
Not okay with that.
Like, I don't know.
No hate against Chris Pratt or whatever, but, like, I don't want... I want the Mario universe... Like, obviously, if he's sucked in, then the universe existed without him. But I want it to be a cohesive universe. I do not want to find out that it's, like, some child's imagination or anything. I don't want to find out that it's, like, kind of like in the Lego movie
where, like, yeah.
Where they find out it's just the kid playing with them. If I find that... I'm going to be so
Turns
mad.
out it's actually just new Mario Legos. And
yeah.
The whole thing is...
Yeah. If they go that route, I will be upset because I don't want to see any live action people like in with
at all.
Period.
Right.
Zip. So I'm worried about that.
Right.
But it looked cool.
And we'll wait and see.
The textures on like Mario, they look really nice. His like clothing, it looked all like good. Illumination can often do pretty good work.
Is it Illumination?
It's Illumination.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, they cheap out sometimes, but I think they're doing it. I don't think Nintendo...
I have not put a lot of time into scrutinizing this video as much as apparently I should have.
I may have watched a couple people
analyzing it.
Yeah, I love that.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing with Illumination is they have done some cheap stuff in the past, but I don't think Nintendo would allow them cheat that. I don't think so.
With their, like, bread and butter character?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't...
This movie has to be... They're going to put their soul into it because it's Nintendo, and they don't want this movie to fail.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be good. I'm excited. And also we got a little bit of Luigi at the end, and he was in the spooky side, which I think is awesome.
I didn't even notice that Luigi part. I don't know what I missed. I have no idea.
It's at the very end. It's like at the very end. I didn't notice at the beginning the first time either, and then I was like listening to an analysis, and I was like, oh yeah, so Luigi's kind of like in what would maybe be more like Bowser's realm, and there's like dry bones everywhere, and there's like fire and lava, and like everything's dead, and so that's cool. And I like Luigi had like Luigi's Mansion and stuff. He's usually
it does
in the
make sense
spookier
to have
stuff.
Luigi in the scarier side.
I just hope that it's not that like him and his brother just like got sucked into the world, because they both look around and they're like, where am I? And I don't want that to happen.
Who knows? Yeah, we'll wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on. There's a lot of live action stuff coming out
that
are adaptations as the trend is going.
Yeah.
They're going to do everything live action.
Disney is selling out.
Yeah. Pinocchio just came out. We haven't watched it, but we'll get to it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about it when we do. Little Mermaid's coming out soon. In probably spring or something. I don't know.
Probably. Next year.
We'll talk about that too. At some point, we should just go through all of the cartoons and live action Disney's and tear them apart. Or
100%.
Sing their praises, because some of them were not bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Beauty and the Beast wasn't so bad.
I don't know if we can watch Aladdin anymore after the Will Smith stuff, but it wasn't bad.
I haven't seen it still.
It wasn't terrible.
I'm scared to watch it.
Yeah. Elemental, new Pixar coming out next year. I know nothing about this.
I only know, like, I don't even know if I can say I know anything about it. I saw a little tease of it. It looks cool. It looks very, like, Inside Out, like, which is fine, because I loved Inside Out.
And it's about, like, the 4 elements, right?
Essentially.
Like earth, water, fire, air.
You did it.
The Avatar... the 4 elements
you would be able to do
of
that.
the Avatar world.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks cool.
So I don't know if they, like, are trying to, like, push this out before, like, Paramount's Avatar Studio starts churning out Avatar-verse stuff, because it seems... like, just way too close.
Maybe for, like, the little kids or something. They want to have... Because, like, if you have any kind of associations, maybe it'll have... subconsciously have people watching the other one or showing their kids it.
Maybe.
I bet there's people out there that are, like... They'll hear, like, oh, Avatar and the elements and stuff coming out. And then when, like, there's dumb grandparents or whatever... Sorry, grandparents. But, like... that don't know what their kids really want. They don't know what their grandkids actually want. They don't know what things are.
Get them the wrong stuff.
They'll get them the wrong stuff. And maybe that's what Disney wants all along.
What? You love elements. Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
What is this? Wishing Star?
Yeah, so it's called Wish, and it's supposedly going to be the origin story of like the morning star, like Wish Upon a Star.
I've heard nothing about this. Is this a short? Is this a feature?
It is going to be a feature film. There's been a teaser of like just kind of like, it's like this girl, she's sitting on this rock and she's like looking up at the stars. I don't know if she's going to be the star.
She's gonna like die and become
or what
the star,
it is.
and then,
I don't
like,
know.
Turn wooden boys into real boys and stuff. Like, that seems, I don't know.
It's interesting, but
I haven't heard of this.
But what I'm excited about is it's actually an original story from Disney. We don't get a lot of those anymore.
Playing off nostalgia like everybody else.
Exactly. So it's gonna be the star that everybody wishes on, I guess.
Interesting.
That's all I know.
I was on Disney Plus this morning watching cool stuff, and there's a like Mickey Mouse like kind of documentary that's going to be coming out soon. It's not released yet.
Okay.
But it looks pretty cool, just like about how Mickey Mouse is like changed and evolved over the course of his conception, I guess.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
Yeah.
Because Mickey Mouse is a pretty big deal when it comes to cartoons.
He is. Peter Pan and Wendy live action coming out next year.
That, like, they're gonna have two coming out in the same year? That seems crazy.
Yep. Snow White's coming out the following year.
Also, what about Hercules? Because they've been working on that already, haven't they?
See, and that one would actually probably be good.
Yeah.
And like, I love Hercules. It's kind of underrated, but I've always loved Hercules, and I've always been obsessed with Hades. I love him.
Yeah.
I love the sassy Hades and his fire hair and everything. Love him so much. I wonder like what the animators thought when they were like, so we're gonna have this guy and he's gonna have hair that's made of fire and it has to be animating.
It has to be moving
all the time.
24/7.
Yeah. And every time he like talks and like emotes, it has to like react.
And were they still drawing all of this? Were they
Hercules was drawn.
digital? Like,
No, I think Hercules was drawn.
Digital?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a pain.
Yeah. Be cool.
Inside Out 2. Weird.
Yeah, coming out in 2024.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I liked Inside Out, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
I'm
liked
assuming
Inside
it's going to be a different
Out.
kid.
I saw it the one time and I remember nothing about it. It had a lot of good names.
I mean, I cried like so many times in that movie because it's just all about like emotion and stuff.
Once, but I don't remember.
And like I loved Sadness so much. Like she's just like so freaking cute.
Very sad.
And then, you know, like they find like the core memories and stuff, and it was just like.
So now they're going to be in the mind of like a teenager or like pubescent, like adolescent.
Maybe it'll be somebody new.
No, it's the same girl growing up.
Oh, okay.
You can't have the same, like the emotions
would
are
change.
hers, right? They're unique to her.
That's true.
Like everyone has the same emotions, but you know they'll wear different faces in your head than they will in mine.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think the idea is that she's gonna be like hormonal at this point, and it's chaos.
I mean, they did end the film. I think they teased that almost, where it was like, well, in the film, part of the joke was that she had this like invisible boyfriend or whatever, and he was like, "I will die for Riley." But
yeah, I don't remember this.
I feel like I think at the very end, they sort of kind of teased like the idea for like the tween years, but I don't remember how.
Right.
We'll watch it again and do a thing about it because it was really good.
We'll try and watch everything at some point.
Mufasa, the Lion King live action prequel.
Now this is a CGI.
Yes.
Live
CGI
action.
live
I'm doing
action.
the finger quotes.
Yeah.
It's
coming in 2024.
I don't know why.
I don't want to watch it.
Did you even watch The Lion King?
I have not. I kind of refuse.
We put it on the other day. We were playing Disney's Villainous board game, and we put on The Lion King in the background.
Okay.
Didn't actually watch it or pay much attention, and I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about it at all. It didn't need to exist. It doesn't need to exist.
No.
There's a huge difference between doing live action movie remakes and doing a CGI remake of something that already exists in an animated form. Like, why bother? Jungle Book, I get, because you can put a real kid in it. You know, it was still weird and it wasn't as good, but it was different enough that it was like, okay.
Yeah.
But Lion King is like, the little differences that they made did not help the story at all. Like, the voice acting was, I think, very poorly cast. Like, junk. It was junk. Don't watch it.
Well, and I heard too that it was pretty shot for shot. which is just
it was.
Why? At that point, but
like mostly shot for shot, and then there's other like there are little bits of dialogue that they'd expand and that they'd add in, but none of them did anything to help the story.
And again, like it's all part of. I mean, obviously Disney wants to make money and all of that. It's also about protecting their IPs.
Yeah.
That's partially why they do it.
I guess like what is it? Disney owns everything. Like, are their trademarks going to run out on Lion King, and then Hanna-Barbera is going to do a Lion King or something? Like, I know they don't even exist anymore.
I think that's sort of like they have to continue working off of classics that they have in order to ensure that they will remain theirs.
See, I don't understand, because they've always had like their Disney vault. They put things in the vault for 20 years. They take them out of the vault.
But I think that's still selling the old thing. I think they still have to create new content in some way. I don't entirely understand it. Would love to talk to somebody who does at some point.
Yeah.
But
we need to find
that's kind of
illegal.
part of it. Yeah, someone illegal. The one other thing that I am actually kind of excited about, but we won't really know much about it because it's not coming out until 2024, is Elio. Or Elio. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I'm assuming it's Elio. It's a new Pixar movie coming out about a little 11-year-old boy. And he's, I don't know, he ends up in space. I don't know. It looked really cute.
Never heard of this.
There's like a tiny little trailer for it. It looked very sweet. And I was like, yeah, totally. A new original Pixar. Like, yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
It's not a sequel. And whatever. So
they got Elemental coming out. They got Elio coming out.
Yeah.
They got Inside Out 2 coming out.
Yeah. Excited about all of that. Most of like Disney stuff, not so much. Except which might be cool. We'll see. It might be cool.
Yeah, that might be cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm excited about?
What are you excited about?
This counts, I'm assuming, as animation. Disenchanted. I mean, that's got to be so good.
That will probably be really cool.
If they ruin it, I will be very disappointed. Santa Claus 4 is coming out. I don't have high hopes.
What?
The Santa Clauses is what it's called. It's coming out this November. I don't have high hopes for that. Hocus Pocus 2, I guess, bordering on a pile of hot garbage. Like, it was not... It didn't give me anything that I won't get annually from Hocus Pocus 1. Right? Like, it didn't add anything to that lore mythos that I've been lacking. It was just... It was cheesy.
Yeah.
And the songs were terrible.
Aww.
And, I mean, not good. Santa Claus, probably not good.
Probably not.
You know, does anyone even watch the third one? I do every once in a while, but sometimes it's hard.
I don't think I've still even seen it. Like, the Santa Claus is always a classic for me. I watch it every year.
But you won't even watch 2?
I've seen 2, but it's not on my roster.
2 gets stupid.
Okay.
Right? Like, you've got that reindeer in training, Chet, who farts all the time or whatever, or maybe that's Comet.
I haven't seen it in a really long time.
Because they give him too much candy. Like, the whole thing, there are dumb things that they put in because they have to, like, appeal more to kids. And it just pulled you out of the story. Toy Santa Claus, like, it was stupid. But I thought the Mrs. Claus story was cute, and I liked that.
Okay.
And then the third one, you bring in Martin Short, and it just gets way over the top. It has Alan Arkin in it, so that's like a small saving grace, because you can't not like Alan Arkin in anything. But, yeah.
It's too bad.
Santa Claus 4. It's got Peyton Manning in it for some reason. It's going to have Cal Penn in it. He's nice. But I don't know.
Disenchanted.
Such high hopes.
I hope so.
I did not think that would be a good movie when I saw Enchanted the first time.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic.
It was adorable.
It was adorable.
Yeah.
I was going through a rough phase where I really hated James Marsden. And that movie brought him right back for me. I was like, man, his hokey prince character is like perfect. That movie was such a win. And if they make Disenchanted nearly as good, like, it's going to be so great.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah. And hopefully they do some like hand-drawn animation in it, you know?
I hope so. They've got to at least have some of it. Like, maybe they even go back into the, like, cartoony realm or a little bit or something. I don't know. Yeah.
They got to do that Mary Poppins thing, right? Like,
yeah.
Mary Poppins Returns, loved it. Great film.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was really good. Yeah. I was talking about the Mario movie being all like, you know, can't have any live action at all. Some movies that do have both and do it well, it's really cool. My favorite movie of all time that's ever done that is Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Which they will not be doing a sequel of because Angela Lansbury just died.
That's upsetting. That's such a great film, and they managed to like immerse both worlds so well for the time. It was crazy. I like stuff like that.
I do not remember. I saw it once. I need to watch it again.
I still have it on VHS.
I mean, I'm just gonna watch it on Disney.
It's so great.
Plus.
No, we have to watch everything.
But it's got Mel Blanc in it doing voices.
Yeah.
Right. So that's
That's cool.
Great. Classic voice actor. I haven't really been watching a lot of cartoons. So today I started watching Inside Pixar on Disney Plus. I was watching a bunch of episodes of that. And it's really fascinating. Like, they talk to everyone from like production assistants to showrunners to the head of the like facilities, like maintenance crew, just giving you like an insight into like what these people's job is like and what their day is like. There was an episode about a pastry chef who works in the kitchen at Pixar. I don't know why, but it was really interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
The one episode about the guy coming up with the inspiration for Onward got me. That one just broke me down, and then I couldn't get out of it. Like, for the next few episodes, like, everything was just hitting me in the feels. And I don't know why. They weren't that good, but
yeah,
there's some really interesting stuff. Like, that show, like, it kind of, in its own weird and sometimes very annoying way, kind of ends up walking you through the pipeline of like different stages and different,
that's neat.
Stages of development for doing things. I think it was pretty neat.
I'll have to check those out.
Yeah, I want to watch a lot more. Like, they have a lot of those things on Disney Plus, and like for some reason they're not that easy to find on mine. I don't know. I guess because we've been watching so many sitcoms on there that it's like here's some dumb shit for you to watch.
It's not like feeding you that stuff.
Yeah,
you
educational things.
Yeah. That's cool though.
Yeah, it's cool. I liked it.
Anything else?
Anything else? Recently, I watched a couple episodes of Star vs. the Force of Evil. It was weird. It's a lot. I don't know.
What's that?
It's not bad. It's a Disney cartoon.
Oh, is it?
Really punchy, poppy, like, yeah.
Oh, cool.
She's pretty over-the-top character. She's got a magic wand and you can basically do anything. She got sent from another universe or something to Earth to, I don't know, learn humility or something. I wasn't paying that much attention.
Okay, fair enough.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
I took a day and like tried to get into some of those 5 to 10-year-old Disney cartoons that like we aren't talking about. I tried to watch Milo Murphy's Law because I love Weird Al and I want to give it a go, but it's hard.
Hard, yeah.
It's not great. It's not a bad cartoon, I guess. I don't like that cartoon style that much.
That's fair.
So yeah, that's about it.
Cool. Here and there, I've been watching Bee and Puppy Cat on Netflix.
I don't know what it is, but it sounds terrible to me.
So a lot of people are it's kind of blowing up right now. From what I can tell, everyone's kind of watching it right now, or at least people in my circle that also watch animated things. It's really cute. It was interesting because the Netflix trailer got me hooked, and then when I watched it, I was like, huh, okay, not what I expected.
Is it for kids?
I'm gonna yes and no. So it's, and again, I haven't watched, I could be wrong, because I've only watched like a couple episodes. She's like an adult-ish, so she's like this girl, and she's always getting fired from her job, and then like this cat comes down from the sky, and she finds it, and she's like, oh, cat! And then she's like, wait, is it a puppy? I don't know. It kind of looks like a puppy, but it's a cat, so it's called Puppy Cat. And then this thing takes her to like an alternate dimension where she gets hired as something. It's very strange. But the thing I wanted to like talk about it is that the pacing of the show is different, and it's not what I expected.
Interesting.
Kind of anime style. It doesn't necessarily look super anime, but the pacing is anime style. So like a lot of shots where the characters aren't really moving, maybe their mouth is moving, that's it. And like the pacing of the story is kind of slow, and it's not what I expected.
It's not a dynamic show.
Yes, because like the trailer took all these like really cute parts and kind of smushed them together when really very drawn out.
Right.
In the actual show. And as I was watching it, I was kind of like, this is almost anxiety inducing.
And how slow it is?
Yeah, which sounds weird.
Like, I don't know if I'm intrigued or put off right now.
I know. And I still want to go in with a fresh eye and keep watching it and see where it goes, because I'm interested. The story is, like, interesting, kind of. It's just a bit of a weird show, and I've heard a lot of people are, like, obsessed with it, but it's the timing of it that is strange.
Right.
So I do want to watch more to kind of figure that out, but that's that. Thanks for joining our chit-chat episode.
Thank you very much for listening to us just rant and rave about...
Yeah, if you like to hear us chit-chat about animation, send us a DM on Instagram, give us some ideas, things you want to hear us talk about. Check out our website, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for listening. If you have as much fun with these episodes as we have making them, consider following us on Instagram and Twitter at Evening with an Artist.
Get up-to-date news on future events, episodes, and more.
You can also check out our website, eveningwithanartist.com, for a look at previous recordings, interviewees, news, and upcoming shows.
We would love to hear from you, so send us a DM on Instagram or email us at jordanandrich@eveningwithanartist.com.
Don't forget to join our community on Discord and see where it all started.
Here, you can chat with other members and submit your interview questions.
Did you enjoy the music? All the tunes on our podcast were created by our music man, Dougal Dawson. To learn more about Dougal and listen to an uncut version of the Iwa tunes, you can find him on our website.
If you'd like to support the show, visit the donation page on our website, linked throughout all our social media, to help fund equipment, production, and guest speakers.
Until next time.
I've been Rich.
I've been Jordan.
And this has been Evening with an Artist.